You are listening to the We Hired a Sitter for This podcast.
We hired a sitter for this.
We have a roster of like 7 sitters.
I hate authority, but I'm a mom.
I'm an old man. I need orthopedic shoes.
The laughs, the chuckles, the TMI.
Some people might say, why would you have kids? The oceans are rising. The economy's collapsing.
And they're not wrong. I'm Ross.
And I'm Patrick.
And we hired a sitter for this. Ladies, gentlemen, femmes, thems. Welcome to the show. I'm Ross Aaron Martineau.
Hey, I'm Patrick Holbert. I'm Ross Aaron Martineau's husband, or wasband, or themsband.
No, you're not, though. You're a husband, you're a man. You're a cis man. Don't try to fucking pull the wool over these people's eyes.
I just like the sound of themsband. I'm a themsband.
It really rolls.
Yes, it does. When you try to say it, it actually makes you feel like your face is turning inside out.
Like
Themsband. Yeah. What's happening? I miss you. How's your life? What's cabin fever like? Are you in the throes of cabin fever right now?
Yeah, probably. But let's let the listener know what's really going on here. Okay?
Yeah.
COVID is here.
I was gonna make a divorce joke.
Oh.
We're divorcing.
But we gotta give the people what they need, which is our podcast.
Yes. Yeah.
No, the podcast no one asked for, that we must persist, divorce, be damned. No, we're not getting divorced, everybody. Neither of us have the funds or the patience. So married we shall stay. Married we shall stay.
Like, yeah, when if it came to a divorce, would we just try to extend it like it was our taxes? Like, can we?
I think that's what a lot of people do. I have friends that are separated and not divorced because they're just like, I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to get married again. So what do I fucking care?
Yeah. So annoying.
It's a racket. Anyways, cabin fever, yes. But I've also been on like a number of FaceTimes and phone calls today, and I had to take our dog to the vet. So I'm also like firing on all cylinders. I'm actually, this hair, I am the most Chris Fleming I think I've ever looked.
Yeah, wow.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because I'm also good. Like,
you're like, my dog's sick. I have COVID. Jimmy Page over here.
Yeah. So that's what's going on.
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
So, well, no, we haven't actually said what is going on with you. You have COVID. You were diagnosed 4 days ago? Or you tested positive?
First, I just want to address that I am a member of Gen Z, and I wear star stickers on my face now in public.
We call them skin hats.
That's hats.
So you've been cooped up at home with COVID. We've all been quarantining together, but Franny and I are fine. I just tested negative again today.
No symptoms. I mean, my symptoms came on hot and heavy. Like, I went from 0 to 60 in less than 24 hours, where I was totally fine, and then I thought I was going to face plant. So
yeah, you were like, "Can you come pick me up at the coffee shop?"
I was a little bit more like, well, I can't really do anything, so if you could go get a test and come get me, that would be great.
Yeah, you don't get like pathetic when you're sick. You just get even more angry.
Yeah, because I want somebody to just take care of me.
Yeah.
Which
happened.
Yeah, it happened.
Wow. I'm not an enthusiastic conversation.
No. I feel very taken care of. I just feel a little cuckoo bananas.
Yeah, so now we got a sick dog with like a stomach problem.
I think she's okay. So I went to the vet today to get a round of shots that I knew she needed, and like a good money planner forward thinker. The last time I was at the vet, because she has to get these shots every 6 to 8 weeks for her arthritis.
Yeah, and is it cortisone shots?
No, I can't remember the name of it. But no, it's not cortisone shots.
She's a major league pitcher, and she needs a heavy duty cortisone shot.
She limps around very pathetically if we don't get this for her, right? So, and I do think that it causes, I mean, limping equates pain in dog speak, I believe. So
in the industry,
we're trying to help her not be in pain. So we have to get this like $110 shot every 6 weeks. And the last time I was there, they reminded me that a couple other shots needed to happen, like a rabies shot and something else. So I was like, okay, well, if I come in and get all of these shots, what are we looking at? What's the price point? Like, what's the overhead on this? All right.
and do you guys do a twofer? You know,
Yeah.
Can I get like 4 for the price of 5?
So they told me it was gonna be around $340. I even wrote it in the calendar so we would like know going into this appointment we're about to spend like a chunk. We know what we're getting into. We go, everything's going according to plan, and then they were just like doing like a quick checkup before they do the shots. And she's like, "Oh, I feel something in her stomach." And I'm like, "What?" Like,
and what does that mean? Like in her stomach, can you even know where her stomach is? Like, can you
yeah,
feel
they
it?
know what their organs are supposed to feel like. Yeah, like it's like if somebody did like an abdominal check on you at the doctor, which maybe I haven't been to the doctor in about a decade or so, I'm not sure, but the dog gets felt up in the abdomen and they like make sure everything's where it's supposed to be.
That sounds
I think
nice. I will go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor. I think a lot of times because dogs can't speak, this just in, they got to get felt up all over the place. And then vets are like giving their best guess as to like, is everything okay? Because the dog can't tell us if they have a feeling.
Yeah. And is this when you text me?
I waited a minute. No, I did not text you right away because I was like, let's see what they're talking about. Of course, my brain was like, well, there's a mass.
We got to sell the house. We got to sell the house.
There's a mass. No, I went to like my dog's about to die. Like there's a mass of cancerous cells in this dog's stomach is what they're about to tell me. And I'm looking at days.
She's
weeks,
like,
maybe.
I'm touching the little dog's belly through the fur and I can tell it's cancer.
Mass of cancer cells.
Yeah.
Okay.
Start making arrangements.
So I talk myself down. I'm just like, okay. I'm also thinking about the money too. I'm like, you feel something, that means I'm paying something.
Get out the checkbook. She's getting out her scalpel. I'm getting out my checkbook.
I'm like, where's that little table they used to have at the grocery store that I can use for my checkbook?
Yes.
So she's like, we're going to take her in the back for some shots. Maybe we'll do a sonogram. I'm going to have my other colleague feel around and see if he feels it too. So they're back there for a while. And then I'm doing the thing. At first I was like, oh, we'll see. I text you after I can see through the window. I'm peeking in the windows from the lobby. I mean, it's not a far distance. You can just like see through the little window that there's multiple doctors.
Meanwhile, while you're peeking in the windows, the doctor and the nurse who are looking at Peggy are whispering to each other, and they're just going, she's peeking in the windows.
No, they're
Look busy.
They're like, it's a death sentence. Oh, this is going to be rough.
Yeah.
No, I'm seated, but from my seat, I can see the little viewing window and I can see that there's two heads, the two doctors and the vet tech are all surrounded around our dog. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I'm like, they're really spending some time talking over her. So it's like the longer the time is and that I can see all three of them are there talking about Peggy, that's when I start getting a little worked up. And when I texted you.
Yeah.
And then she comes out and she's like, we want to do an x-ray to rule out anything. It's going to be about $340. I'm like, what?
Well, this is where I start getting my theories.
I know you do.
So,
and you've come to the vet with me once, maybe?
I took her there by myself once.
Okay.
I remember they recommended we get these shots like every couple months or every 3 months or whatever, but we decided to do a little less because of how expensive they are.
The ones she's currently doing.
Yeah. So I was sort of like, I bet they're doing this sonar just to get their money.
No way.
They're
No,
like,
no,
these
no.
people are trying to get chintzy on us about this shot schedule that we recommend. We'll get that
But
money.
actually, we are adhering to it. It's not supposed to be every 4 weeks. It's like 4 to 8 weeks, kind of based on her need. So that's why I'm going 6. Anyways,
But
so
then I think it's suspect that it's 340. Like the shot's worth 340, and then this just happens
I
to
mean,
also
it
be
wasn't, that wasn't
340.
the exact number. That it was that's the number I remember. I'm not saying that's what they fucking said. Like it was somewhere around there. Okay. I'm having a lot of things thrown at me at that moment. My dog is dying. Okay.
It's
Peg, cover your
terminal.
ears. So I do go do the x-ray. That's when I'm like, how am I fucking paying for this shit? And then I qualify. I qualify. Well, this is when the scams come in, right? With like all medical, anything. It's like, they know this shit is expensive and people don't just have like hundreds and thousands of dollars like laying around to pay these bills. So they have teamed up with a credit card company that's specifically for paying your vet bills that you can pre-qualify and sign up for while sitting in the waiting room. So I do that. I qualify, which last time we did this, when I went to the other vet, I did not qualify. I got rejected. So things are looking up, baby.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, fine. Like we can pay this off without interest. And actually I'm like, maybe this is the way to do the vet. And like, maybe this is just like our vet situation.
But does it always, any charge, would it be, I mean, this is not,
anyways,
not entertaining.
Whatever. So she calls me in to show me the x-ray. She's like, everything's fine. Like maybe I just felt her. It's also the vagueness of veterinary medicine because animals. She's like, maybe I just felt her spleen or her kidney, but usually it's not down there. So that's why I was like, we need an x-ray. And I don't see anything, but still doesn't really know what she felt. Like she's like, I don't know what I felt, but it was alarming to me.
Well, I feel taken advantage of. That's what I feel.
So she's like, I do still think we should send it out to radiology, even though there's nothing in the x-ray, but just to rule out any like small things that we can't see, I think we should still send it to them. And I was like, all right. And like, she can see that I'm like the money here.
Yeah.
And she's like, since like you weren't expecting this cost today, and it looks like she's okay, like I'm just going to charge you for a doctor's visit and not an x-ray. So she ended up only charging me like something shy of 200. I think maybe it was like 160 or something. And that includes the radiology report, like sending this x-ray over to radiology. So we ended up paying just shy of 500 as opposed to just shy of 700.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I mean, it's just so hard for me to not be like, when she's like, I'm not sure what I felt, but I really wanted to get a new coffee table for the den in my house.
She's also like, well, I feel bad that it's not anything. And I was like, well, we don't want it to be anything.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad about that.
Yeah.
I was like, I appreciate the deal. I appreciate your thoroughness. Great.
She's like, I'm bummed out. I didn't stumble on the mother lode of all tumors in your dog's belly.
I'm like, and then in that case, you would have charged me full price? Like that feels weird, you know? But anyways, Peggy has had it. She had like 3 shots,
a
sonogram, an x-ray, and they cut her nails.
Oh, Peg.
So by the end of it, she was like, get me the fuck out of here. And she's fully like went straight to our bed and was like, I'm out of here. Like I'm done for today. That's it for me. Like I've seen her like this before when she's like, usually come back from the vet and she's like, I've been poked and prodded just a bit too much. And now I'm done for the day. That's
a full on torture schedule.
I felt bad for her. But she's okay. Hopefully radiology comes back that those are just organs and they're where they're supposed to be.
Yeah. Are you in sunshine right now? Like, is it, you look so nice. Your camera looks really nice.
No,
Is it
that's the
pouring?
beauty of these windows is that this is the lighting, this beautiful lighting.
Is it pouring out there?
No, this is perfect lighting. It's raining, it's not pouring. It's
It's
raining, it's not pouring. The
because
old man is snoring.
look at this. Look at this.
Wow! You should have revealed that until the Patreon.
I got my backup. I got my backup sneakers.
So you got drenched. That's why
I
your pants are
am.
off.
I was saturated,
Oh
but
no.
luckily I didn't have this shirt on in the city, so this is dry.
Why did you bike or just from walking?
Well, I had a client, a coaching client, who really wanted to go on a nice long walk in the pouring rain. So
And you didn't want to stop and buy an umbrella or
I had that orange jacket on, but turns out that orange jacket isn't really a rain jacket. It's more of a windbreaker.
which it's not breaking wind either. So
I got it at H&M for $13.
yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
and then my bike was at the Morgan stop, so I biked back here to the office, and that really did just those few blocks. It was really coming down, so
Mm.
I just saturated. I have Egypt Air socks on right now
Mm.
from my trip to Egypt that I've had
Hmm.
here for 3 years or whatever,
Yeah.
and these sneakers, and I'm cold and I'm cranky. So,
Oh, that's cool.
um,
Would you like me to bring you something?
well, when I pick up the child, the biggest question is
Well, I was going
picking
to
her
offer to
up.
pick her up if you want. But
What do you?
these are details we can flesh out
Yeah, yeah.
off air.
But what do you think? Are you done with the infection? Is it over?
No, I think I should still mask to be a responsible citizen.
Yeah, like, are people watching this? Like, what are they even talking about? She should be locked away.
No, there's no one here. I'm
Yeah,
by
I know.
myself.
No, I know, but like going out.
Yeah, we didn't tell people that are just listening that this is a Zoom episode, that we are Zooming from office to apartment.
Yeah,
Uh, and
so that you're not just talking.
I'm not like,
Uh,
hi,
yeah, right in my
hi, I have
face.
COVID.
Just
I don't believe in vaccines. I don't.
hot COVID breath right in my face.
Yeah.
Um, well, thanks for handling both Peggy's. Thanks for handling Peggy is what I'm saying.
Well, sure, but also when stuff like this arises, I feel like you're like, well, that's your dog. So
Well,
I think when stuff like this pops up, you're like, well, you got the dog. So
I
I think it's on you.
no, 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 no. I do, however, I did have this feeling of like we are now entering like the years where having a dog gets real expensive.
Yeah.
And I was just like I had this
Time
moment
to
today.
earn.
I'm
Time
just
to
like
earn.
well, I was just having this feeling of like we can't afford a dog. Like
Sure.
and we have had her for 8 years or whatever. 5 years?
It'll be 6 at the end of May.
Yeah.
We can afford her. We're fine, everybody.
I was gonna share about my movie experience yesterday with the child.
Sure.
My what is a male Karen? Or I know this joke's been done before.
Kevin.
I thought it was a Steve.
I feel like I've heard
Steve,
Kevin, but maybe it's Steve. I don't know.
Kevin, and Karen. That's got the right sound to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got a work text I want to look at.
Well, while you do that, I'm going to share a little bit more because I'm not done. Uh,
Oh, okay.
so, oh, okay. Um, what was I going to share? Oh, I had therapy this morning, and then I also, because I have COVID, I cannot go meet my doula client this week, which I have been waiting to help her. She booked me like 2 months ago, paid me half of what I'm owed up front, and now not available. Gonna get people sick. So I talked to her for like 30, 40 minutes, and then I talked to another doula for 30, 40 minutes who's gonna help me out. And go be with my client for a few days this week. So I'm wheeling and I'm dealing. I'm helping people. I'm coaching. I'm like, this is going on over here. This is going on over there.
I think you're executive producing.
Yeah, for no money. For $0. And then when I got off the phone with the doula that's going to help me out, I was like, well, I got to go record a podcast with my husband also for no money. So things are busy. A
lot of jibber jabbing for nothing.
Things are busy. I'm on the phone all day today. $0 earned.
Well, actually, we are earning $18 a month from our three patrons.
It's going straight.
Well, I just want to shout them out and thank them again.
Okay.
Thank them again. And I want the people to know that we appreciate anybody who would like to invest in our work here. And we're producing content for the Patreon.
We sure are.
I just put up a video of you cooking a meal. There's a cooking video, Cooking with Ross.
That is something that people literally never thought they'd see.
Yeah. It's really something. She's a
Not
homemaker.
only did I cook, I edited the video.
Yeah, she's doing production.
Okay.
Yeah. She's like, let me put a little B-roll on top of this A-roll here.
Hey, you guys ever heard of iMovie? Well, turns out pretty good editing software.
It's got the vibe of a Wes Anderson meets Steven Spielberg blockbuster. There's a little Michael Bay in there because there is fire and flame.
And I do get Transformers involved for some reason, but it's just, something I'm playing around with the medium.
Yeah. And then I put up a 20-minute set that got me fired at Zany's in Chicago.
Loosely fired.
Demoted.
Loosely let go.
I got demoted. So I don't know. I thought it might be interesting for people to watch and listen and see if they're as bewildered as I am over whatever the hell happened in the room while I was on stage.
I mean, this is the thing. You can't know how you're going to trigger people.
Yeah. Everybody brings their own trauma to a situation. And
certainly there's universals, like that we can all stay away from. But then you get into the minutia, and especially if you're just talking about your own life. Like you're just talking about your own life.
And so the listener knows what the hell we're talking about. I was on stage and I mentioned that I wet the bed until I was in like 5th or 6th grade or whatever. And some lady, what I remember, and I actually was watching the footage again before I posted it. I couldn't quite hear exactly what she was saying, but she said something like, no, you can't talk about that or something like that. And then I guess that's when she got shushed by management, and you can't hear them talking to her. But from what I understand,
that's why she got mad.
She was like crying. Well,
that's an unwell person.
I think she was sad. I think I made her too sad.
You're like, no, I will not be held responsible for making my child wet the bed. No.
Yeah.
Zip it. Zip it. I just realized I'm abusing my child. Be quiet.
Yeah, I wonder what she had going on. But yes, you're right. Everyone you meet is bringing their own little bag of trauma to the occasion. It's like everything is a potluck, and everybody's got their own potluck. Like, what is that called? A casserole. Like, I've got my casserole. I've been lugging around for 44 years now. Yep. And if you say the right words, it's going to heat up and spill on you.
And if you're anything like me, I don't want to eat a fucking casserole.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
Shit at home.
I am not interested.
But you do, well, to extend the metaphor, I think you are interested in knowing what makes a person tick. You don't want to do the small talk thing. You want to know.
Yes. I want to get into it.
Yeah. You want to know like what recipes they're familiar with maybe, but you don't want to eat the casserole. I don't want to eat it. That lady made me eat that casserole.
Yeah. No, I don't want to eat it. I want to understand it. Why has this casserole been passed down from family to family?
Yes.
Why has this recipe, it just keeps pushing through? It's like everybody hates this casserole, and yet everybody keeps passing it on. Not only that, they're bringing it to a fucking potluck.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to know, like, Did your dad come up with this recipe? Is
Right.
this something your grandmother invented? Is this
Right.
cultural? Is it a cultural
It's a
tradition?
cultural casserole.
Are we doing cultural casseroles? Can we write down? Let me stop for a moment and just write down cultural casserole as
I
our
like,
episode title.
yes, cultural
Because you know what's
casseroles.
annoying? You know what's annoying? Every
These
week we
are
do
good bits
this.
for you to flesh out in new material too.
Every week we record one of these bad boys. Afterward, I'm like, well, what's a good name for this one? What's a good whatever? Last week I chose Divas Live because we're talking about
I
Divas
liked
Live.
Divas Live, yeah.
It is. It's fun. It's fun. But now this is the moment when I'm putting
Cultural casserole. Name of app.
pencil. I'm doing
Name of app.
pencil right here.
Name of app.
Because now I don't have to think about it. Cultural casserole.
Woo!
And I gotta stop using the AI. I know,
Yeah.
but AI remind me that cultural casserole.
AI remind me, would you? Thanks. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So life is a potluck. Everybody's got their own dish that they've been serving up cold or hot for years.
Or like if you're in the Midwest, you're serving things that should be hot as cold and calling
like,
things salad that don't involve vegetables. That's its own trauma.
Gelatinized. God knows what.
I'll never be able to wrap my head around that.
Yeah, pasta salad with big hunks of slices of meat. You made a delicious pasta salad last week.
I did. That got me through last week.
I think the COVID came when you were just like cooking up a storm in the kitchen. You made a pasta salad. You made energy balls.
I did. I was doing a lot of stuff. I was like teaching yoga. I was like doing a lot of stuff at home. I cleaned the bathroom. Okay. Yeah. Which is not something we get around to, like a deep clean, as in I scrubbed the tub, which is not something I ever like to. I think I scrubbed the tub the day I had COVID. I think.
Ugh. It's horrible.
You can't stop me. But you can. You give me COVID, you stop me. You did it.
That'll stop you dead in your tracks.
You. That'll stop.
So yeah, I've had a little couples retreat with my own daughter since you got sick.
Also known as being a dad. Also known as being a dad.
Is couples retreat weird?
Fucking weirdo. Also known as just parenting. Yep.
Just a lot of hanging out with my kid, doing stuff, doing activities.
Like? How does it feel?
It was really fun. It was really fun. We did a lot of stuff.
You did. It was cute. I think it was good for. I think I was telling my therapist today. I was like, this is inconvenient for all of us, but I actually think it was maybe a good thing for Fran and Patrick to have a little one-on-one for a couple days.
I've been traveling a lot and I have more travel coming, so I really was trying to savor it. I had to cancel 2 gigs, but I felt proud of myself that I was just like, these will happen again. I don't have to go to scarcity land where I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to cancel on these people. They're never going to book me again. Blah, blah, blah. I'm proud that I really knew the priority was you and my family and our home. And I didn't do the thing where I made you tell me to cancel the things.
We got close, but no, you didn't make me do it.
No, I don't think we were that close.
Okay.
All right. Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
I'm going to put the lid back on that casserole and move on down the buffet.
Up to the shelf.
Yep. So Franny, I was just thinking about this. Franny and I did so many movies this weekend. We did movie at school.
Yes.
The PTA put on a movie night at her elementary school. So I sat there. The flyer said 4:00 start. No. So I get to her early to pick her up and bring her to this movie.
Like a fool.
Yeah. And then I'm like, what time's the movie start? Because it did not look show ready in that auditorium.
It's not show ready.
They're like, oh, it's going to be 4:30. So I'm like, all right,
it's going to be 5.
That's 15 minutes from now. Let's go in anyway. And then I'm watching this guy set up and I'm like, this movie may not happen at all.
Which has happened in the past where it has not gone down because I think of issues.
Yeah.
I've never been. I think it was a babysitter had that experience.
So yeah, the movie started at 5, and it was not the movie as advertised. There was supposed to be Despicable Me 4, but it was Lightyear instead.
Yeah.
Which
No, did they explain it or they were just like,
no, yes, they did
nobody's
explain
talking
it. He
about
goes, the guy goes, "That's what they gave me.
it?
That's what they gave me." So,
Like they made flyers.
but it
Like
was yeah, but it
with
was really
Despicable Me.
cute because she had her whole crew of girls. She's like her and I don't want to. I guess we shouldn't say other names,
No, you
but
don't need to say names.
it was just fun to watch her just hanging with her girls and laughing and being silly. And I just literally was like not invited to hang out with them, so I
Ooh,
sat some seats away and,
it's already
uh
starting. Oh, is that why the other dad was seats away or he's just neglectful?
no, he wasn't that far away. I mean, there's only like 20 of us in there, so um no, he was it was fine. It was just interesting to hear him communicate with her at all because we never hear them communicate.
Yeah.
And I just assumed there was a language barrier, but there's not. He's just one of us.
Hmm.
Anyway,
He's one of us.
well,
He
I
speaks
don't know how
English
to.
well.
Yeah,
He's not, we thought maybe Spanish was the only thing that was going on, but no.
right, right.
No, just a phone addiction, as
Yeah.
it turns out.
So, but then Saturday, what did we do Saturday? Oh, I took her to
Uh,
dance.
Class and the ill-fated dance party.
Oh yeah, and then a dance party. Um, yeah, that was
Oh
annoying.
God, are we both getting tired?
Well, yeah, I mean it's This is all exhausting. What are we even doing? But so then yesterday we had a nice playground day, and then we went back to the movies. This time the professional movies, a movie
But
theater where
yes,
you spend a lot of money if you want to go be
these
entertained.
days in 2025.
Have you heard what this costs? I mean, there was like so we get there and I thought the movie was at 1, it was at 140 and I'm paying and as when the guy delivers this information, I was like, "Hey, Franny, why don't we put the candy back and why don't we just go outside and get ice cream?" Because I thought getting ice cream would kill more time. That's better than gross movie theater candy. So the guy overheard me having this negotiation, and he just sold me the tickets, which were $30 for 2 tickets. And for me, I'm like $30. That's everything. Like I'm just like, and I'm talking to her. So I thought it was $30 for the movie and the candy, just totally whatever. And then I'm like, all right, I guess we're just gonna stay here because she said no to the ice cream. And he's like, okay, so you want to get the candy now too? And I was like, oh yeah, right. And then that was like another $18
$30.
or whatever. Yeah, yeah. So
I'm like, that's cute. You thought that was all
I
$30.
know. No, and I knew I was being dumb right away. I was like, "Oh yeah, duh, that doesn't make any sense."
Yeah.
But it, I go into the movie theater with that thing of like, "Oh yeah, this is like annoyingly expensive," and she may not even want to stay the whole time because we've experienced that in the past. And then the commercials start, and I realize some of these some of the commercials don't have any sound at all. It's just like visuals of popcorn and soda on the
You
screen.
you're like,
Yes, yes. Yeah, at least mentally. Yeah,
yeah, no, I don't mean you actually did that, but that was the energy.
yeah,
Hands on hips, you're to the corner speaker
yeah. Well,
to this one.
and honestly, for these first images that were on the screen, it was just like the concession stand commercial or whatever that
Yeah.
maybe they just produced here. I don't know. Like it's like a local looking thing, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy that they're just doing like because we were in there early. We're in there like 40 minutes before the show's scheduled to start.
I can't.
Uh, so. That's not my fault though. I was told the movie's at 1 by
By
someone,
whom?
my researcher. Um,
That is okay.
um, no, it's on me. I should have looked it up. I should have looked it up also.
I'm fairly certain I didn't say 1 p.m. if I was looking at 1:40.
Uh, anyway, oh, and I had this thought. I was like, this is crazy that they're just doing visual programming. Like they're just trying to get you to go to the concessions. Like I actually thought it was on purpose that there was no sound.
Right. Yeah.
But then the next commercial comes on, and it's only the right side of the room had any sound. And I was like, okay, there's a problem here. Something's wrong. Because everything, the way movies, like, you know what stereo sound is? That's just left and right. There's also like surround sound that's like 6 tracks or 5.1 or whatever. There's all these different formats for how they do sound. I love watching you yawn while I talk about this.
I'm trying, so I keep yawning. I'm sorry.
So I'm like, okay,
I'm
maybe
covering my mouth.
I was driving a client the other day, and I'm yawning and driving, and this is me trying to hold in a yawn. I'm like,
if you can't see this, I wish you could, but also maybe you wish you wouldn't.
and I'm like, surely we're sitting next to each other. He can't see me over here going.
I just did one. Could you tell? Well, then you just start thinking about them over and over, and they just start repeating. And
yeah, it makes your body want to shut down and go to sleep.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went like
here. I am.
I drove with one eye open.
So okay, there we are.
Long story short, the sound was fucked up. And there were moments during the previews where I was like, maybe this is going to be fine. Maybe it's just these weird commercials or the movie trivia movie thing. Maybe it's just going to be these things that are messed up. But then the movie starts, and I can tell something's wrong. Or no, actually, you know what happened? It was one of the trailers, like the Superman trailer. It was like this huge budget movie. I'm like, if this is messed up, that means the room is messed up.
Now I know.
I say to her, I says, hey, something's wrong. I got to go talk to somebody outside. Will you stay here and will you be okay? And she's like, no, don't go. And I was like,
she's like, what are you, out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm fucking sitting here. I am adorable as shit. And you're going to leave me alone in this, like, leave me alone in a cave for fuck's sake. Why don't you? That's what she said.
Yeah. She did say, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Fucking...
She went, oh, fuck.
Which she's been doing. For the listener, she has been just cursing for fun.
Which is my fault.
Yep.
And I don't care.
1:40 showtime and vulgarity with our child is your fault.
Yeah. Oh, how fucking dare you? No, absolutely not. You need to fucking double check. First of all, whatever.
You're the executive producer.
First of all, I never said 1 p.m. Second of all, it's absolutely insane that you would not check one more time before leaving the house.
Your word is my bond. My bond is your word.
No. Disagree.
Loyalty. We're talking loyalty. Okay?
See, I operate in loyalty. All right. As Chief Stew, I'm on to below deck now, listener. I'm not doing lives. I'm doing below deck. I'm at sea. We were brothers.
I thought we were brothers. We're just referencing Chris Fleming and Below Deck all at the same time. So she won't go out in the lobby with me. She won't let me go by myself. So I call Regal Cinemas corporate. I'm talking 844 area code.
I'm taking it to the top.
Because I'm Google mapping Regal Atlas Park where we are. And I see the numbers in 844. And I'm like, that's corporate. That's not even going to call. That's not going to call Regal Atlas Park, but I'm calling. So I go through all their menus. I'm talking press 8 for Spanish, hit 0 to talk to Dubai, hit number 1 if you want to hear movie times in Brooklyn. Like I'm listening to all the options.
Which that alone, you should be getting free tickets.
Yes. And I finally get to a human being in the building after several layers. It took layers.
And when they pick up, they're like, wow, you did it.
They're like,
they said it couldn't be done.
This phone hasn't rang in 22 years. No,
it's very rare that they get to this voice.
And I do the thing where I cover the phone like this, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm talking like this, but I'm in the movie right now in theater number 5, and something's very wrong. It's like, is this a bomb threat?
Something is very wrong in here.
I just want you to know something is amiss with the sound. I've got a bag, and the clock is ticking. No, and I was just like, there's something really
I am
wrong.
my very own daughter. And
Something wrong with the sound. This is a big problem. She won't leave. She's 4.5. She wants to watch the movie. And he's like, well, we can't fix it now, but I'll cover your tickets. And I was like, all right, that works for me. So I suffer through this whole movie. I get a headache. I get a migraine because of all the missing sound. My brain is doing all this extra work. I don't get to hear Jack Black sing several songs.
what's the point, honestly? We all know you're a millennial. You're an older millennial. You're going to Minecraft because you want to hear Jack Black sing.
Yeah.
And that's it.
By the way, Franny knows Jack Black is an actor. He comes on screen and he goes, my name's Steve. And she goes, no, he's not. That's Jack Black. She's very aware of the meta nature of all of this.
But also doesn't understand that he's an actor playing a character.
So anyway, after the movie, I talked to one manager who says she has no record of the phone call I made, and that she since we stayed in there the whole time, that
record
they can't refund our tickets. And then I said I talked to somebody. She gets the guy.
The audacity. No record.
Yeah, and also the first person I talked to, I said, hi, I was wondering if I could talk to a manager. I'm Kevin. Can I talk to a manager? We were in the movie. The sound was all messed up. I called somebody. He said I could get a refund. This lady goes on her walkie-talkie, because it's a walkie-talkie person. She goes, there's a man who wants his money back because the sound was bad. And I hear it going over like a dozen walkie-talkies in the lobby. And then
they're all standing right there, like.
And they're looking over at me, and they're like, look at this fucking Kevin. And I'm just like so ashamed. But I'm like, it's the principle of the thing. It's $30. $30 for a migraine.
And that is like, you're not just like complaining about like a shitty seat or like the floor is dirty or like it's the actual thing you paid for, which is to watch the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they know it's fucked up.
Yeah. So I end up at the concession stand.
This would never happen at AMC. This would never happen at AMC.
I think I agree. Anyway, I go back to the concession stand. I do talk to the guy that I talked to on the phone. He has a very distinct voice. I think he is a neurodivergent old man. He's like one of those old movie theater managers who's probably in his 30s, but looks like he's in his 50s, but behaves like he's in his 20s.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep, I sure do.
And he says,
the pants really low around the waist?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The belt isn't quite doing it.
Hasn't spent a day in the sunlight in decades. Like,
no, he's playing Minecraft and he's watching Minecraft. That's
his skin is moisturized with popcorn butter.
Yes.
And looks like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says, it's been like that for a while. We're trying to get it fixed, but it takes a long time. And I was like, oh, so like just a bunch of people have been watching movies like that? When I talked to the first manager who said she doesn't have a record of it, I almost did. Do you know who I am? I did.
No!
I did. I do this stuff
You're
professionally.
You're like, hi, Patrick Holbert. My special qualification can now be found on Amazon, Vimeo, and all major platforms. So,
hi, Patrick Holbert. I am currently doing social media reels for therapists.
Yeah. So,
I know a thing or two about a stereo mix. Okay, and that was not a stereo mix. So anyway, he printed out some movie passes to go to any other Regal movie ever.
God,
no time limit.
You are so happy I wasn't there.
Well, I don't know if you would have cared, like it, because it wasn't unwatchable.
But with all of the supervisor discussion.
Well, no, I actually think you would have been like, let's just go. This isn't worth it. Because it probably took, like, it was a solid 15 minutes before he was printing out these
Or I would be talking
passes.
to somebody immediately. Like I would, one of us would have left and talked to somebody.
Yeah, and honestly, if we were
Yeah.
all there, then one of us could have done that.
Yeah. That's true.
But I think it still would have been, well, we can't do anything about it.
Takes a long time.
I thought about starting a mutiny. Like, hey, everybody, something's wrong. They're not going to admit it. Let's all get our money back.
I love that. I like
confused.
I like to threaten that's the problem. I do like to threaten a union style situation.
Like a class action suit in the moment.
Yeah. Like, where's the apple box? I'm getting on it. Let's go. I'm rallying the troops.
I had a somewhat degrading ending of the story where Franny and I leave the theater, we leave the building, I've got our movie tickets, and we start getting rained on. And I was like, oh shit, we left your umbrella. We got to go back.
God.
So I got to go back in there to get her umbrella.
And then you're like, it's my daughter's umbrella. It's like a little kitty cat parasol. You're like, it's time to get my daughter's umbrella.
I should have put it up and said, I'm just going to put this up to stay out of the way of all your bullshit.
You're like, sayonara, suckers!
So anyway, that's what's going on with me.
Yeah.
We hope you're all doing well, and we appreciate you watching. I think we got like a 45-minute in.
Yeah. Well, does anybody want to hear my review of Baby Girl? Because
the people must want to know.
I did tell my mom against her will today that a lot of people want to know my take on Baby Girl because I have experience.
Your poor mother.
Hey guys, it's me. I'm sorry to interrupt. I know you're enjoying this podcast, but it's time for us to cut off right there. Because if you want to hear the full episode, you've got to join the Patreon. It's just $1.99 a month. And we really appreciate it, you know? This was a really fun time. We're glad you were here for as long as you were, but if you want to be with us the whole time, if you want to commit, if you want to take this relationship to the next level, sign up for Patreon. Patreon.com/We Hired a Sitter. $1.99 gets you the full podcast episodes. $5 a month gets you access to all the bonus materials, which includes a cooking recipe class. Ross put on a cooking class. Okay? Watch that video. I put up a whole set from Chicago where I got fired by a club or demoted. I don't know. Maybe you already heard us talk about this in the episode. Anyway, thanks for watching. You don't have to sign up for Patreon if you don't want to. You'll just be stuck hearing these limited episodes. All right. See you next week for real when Ross is feeling better. Do you want to say hi?
No, wrap it up.
She's trying to watch her show.